Unmissable with me, Nabila Jamal. I take you through news from India and across the globe.
Our top story.
There seems to be a thaw between ties with India and the United States. It seems like Donald Trump has chosen Prime Minister Modi's birthday to call him up and wish him happy birthday and also discuss on the details. All right.
Let me Let me take you through the headlines first. Prime Minister Modi celebrating his 75th birthday as global leaders like Israel's Netanyahu, Australia's Anthony Albanese send messages, including midnight wish by the United States President Trump, football icon Messi sending signed 2022 World Cup jersey as a gift to Prime Minister Modi. Patna High Court directs Congress to delete AI-generated video showing Prime Minister Modi and his late mother. Notice has been issued to Rahul Gandhi and social media giants as well as the EC. Captain Sumit Sabharwal's father in the AI crash slams the AAIB report for linking pilots to the crash, saying that the pilot's stress and suicidal thoughts could have led to the crash, basically insinuating that. The parents of the pilot say that this is an absolute insult to their son's memory, demanding a fresh probe into Ahmedabad air crash case that killed 260, urging government not to scapegoat the pilots. Pakistan finally headed to Dubai International Cricket Stadium for must-win Asia Cup match against UAE following protest against the ICC's refusal to remove referee Andy Pickcroft. ICC confirms Pickcroft will officiate the clash. CJI Gawai says sending farmers behind bars can deter air pollution caused by stubble burning in Delhi NCR. Asks authorities to think of penalty provisions for the agriculturists. Three masked men loot 20 crore gold and 1 crore cash in Karnataka's district. In fact, Bijapur district, this theft has happened at a SBI bank branch. We believe the thieves have escaped to Maharashtra. Manhunt is on. TVK projects Vijay as Annadurai's chosen successor in AI video, attacking the DMK, while Stalin counters that with Perrier's clip to assert party's legacy. AI video intensifies. In fact, the face-off of AI videos are intensifying in Tamil Nadu. We're looking at after Vijay's video on Annadurai. Here you have Perrier's video that the DMK releases. UDF in Kerala slams the government for hiding figures on the amoeba brain-eating disease, claiming 120 plus cases, 19 deaths this year, 8 in the last 15 days alone. No clear treatment protocol or awareness drive. Opposition slamming the Kerala government. Neeraj Chopra storms into the World Athletics Championship men's javelin finals with 84.85 throw. Olympic champion Arshad Nadeem also qualifies, setting the stage for blockbuster clash as Pakistan's Nadeem had beaten Neeraj Chopra to the gold in Paris Olympics 2024. All right, let me start with our top story here on tour between India and the United States. There seems like relationship between Washington and New Delhi seem to have improved. After weeks of tariff tensions, US President Donald Trump today picked up the phone to wish Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his 75th birthday. This was his first call since Washington slapped a steep 50% tariffs on Indian imports, now seen as a signal that trade talks are back on track. Fresh rounds of negotiations are currently underway in Delhi, we hear, both countries confirming this. Also from Europe, on the other hand, a powerful message has come in from European Union Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. I'm going to take you through what Ursula said. European Union, in fact, the European Commission President, if we could flash that on our screens. From Europe, the powerful message that's coming here is that now is the time to double down on partnerships rooted in shared interests and guided by common values. With our new EU-India strategy, we are taking our relationship to the next level, and we are committed to finalizing our trade agreement by this year end. So EU also saying that we are on track. India and European Union are now negotiating a free trade deal, and that's to come anytime now, within the year end. And it seems like the EU commissioner there deciding to put out this message on Prime Minister's birthday today. Beyond trade, birthday wishes themselves became a showcase of India's global stature. In fact, from Moscow, President Putin hailed Modi as a trusted partner and friend of Russia. In Rome, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni praising Prime Minister Modi's leadership, all of them while wishing Prime Minister Modi for his birthday. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, Australia's Anthony Albanese, New Zealand's Christopher Luxon, and Bhutan's Tshering Tobgay, along with, of course, Sri Lanka President. All of them wishing Prime Minister Modi a very happy birthday. Analysts say that these greetings are more than pleasantries. They are public affirmations of India's growing diplomatic influence and of Modi's ability to cultivate strong personal ties with world leaders. In fact, on his 75th birthday, the messages doubled as a reminder that even in turbulent times, India has emerged more resilient, more sought after, and firmly at the global high table. Let's listen in to all those. We showed you some of them who put out messages on their X platforms, and many of the others who put out video bites, some of them playing out for you.
Prime Minister Modi, my good friend Narendra, I want to wish you a happy birthday. You've accomplished so much for India in your life, and we have together accomplished a great deal in the friendship between India and Israel. I look forward to seeing you soon, because we can bring our partnership and our friendship to even greater heights. Happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday to my friend, Prime Minister Modi. Australia is proud to share such a strong friendship with India, and we're grateful every day for the incredible contribution of the Indian community here in Australia. I look forward to catching up with you soon, Prime Minister, and many more years of friendship and progress.
Kia ora, namaskar, my good friend Prime Minister Modi. Congratulations on your 75th birthday from me and all of your friends across New Zealand. A milestone like this is a moment to reflect on the wisdom of your leadership as you seek to guide India towards becoming a developed country by 2047.
We pray for Your Excellency's good health, happiness, and long life.
The world needs Prime Minister Modi's leadership now more than ever. And we will continue to enhance the relations between Dominica and India. Best regards and all the best to Prime Minister Modi.
It's a great pleasure to wish Prime Minister Modi a happy 75th birthday. In these uncertain times, we all need good friends, and Modi ji has always been a good friend to me and to Britain. I'm delighted to see UK-India ties going from strength to strength.
All right, there you have it. Some of those wishes there that we played out for you. Let me quickly bring in our guests joining us. Ambassador Deepak Vora, former Indian diplomat. We also have Jayant Dasgupta, former ambassador to WTO. Thank you, both of you. Ambassador Vora, your take. What does it really signal when leaders from Washington, Moscow, Tel Aviv, Brussels all making a point to wish Prime Minister Modi on his birthday. I'd like to ask you, is this just pure protocol or a lot more to do with the reflection of India's growing weight?
Well, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be with you. And of course, you have my colleague whose knowledge is unrivaled. So here I am. And thank you for trapping me, asking me the first question. You are brilliant. So is your channel. I mean, you're outstanding. Let me just put it to you like this. We are a civilizational state, a functioning democracy of 1.4 billion people, a nuclear power, a tech powerhouse, a global talent engine. We have arrived. Ma'am, let me just say this. India, Bharat doesn't seek applause for being the world's biggest democracy. We're not waiting for someone to say, we love you. There's no point in seeking moral validation in a world that only respects power. Chanakya ne kaha tha ki Shakti izzat karti hai keval Shakti ki. We don't seek sympathy. It doesn't matter to us whether Trump or Putin or Macron or MBS likes us or doesn't like us. They need us. That is what India, Bharat is all about. That's my take. Now, 193 members of the United Nations, several of them, you saw, I just heard, I met him, I just heard Bibi Netanyahu sending his video message. There was genuine sincerity in what he was saying. It wasn't just pro forma. So he didn't call, others have called. If all the other 192 fellows who are members of the UN called and he spoke 5 minutes, that would be several hours. The Prime Minister's time would go. So normally we send messages, but in very special cases like Donald Trump, we got a phone call and Prime Minister reciprocated equally warmly. You know what this means, ma'am? I've been 52 years in diplomacy and counting. I'm 6 feet 2 inches normally. Today I stand 6 feet 8 inches tall. Looking at the messages they are sending, the Dominica guy said it all when he said, you are needed by the world. You are a leader of the world. It's a tiny little country. We gave them free vaccines or whatever. And this guy says you are a world leader, which he is, ma'am. Who else has the kind of stature today that Narendra Bhai Modi has? From 6 feet 2, I become 6 feet 8. May I also take this opportunity to wish him, Prime Minister Modi, आपको जन्मदिन बहुत मुबारक हो. आप जिए हजारों साल, हर साल के दिन 50 साल. Oh, I'm
75
sure.
is a milestone. 75 is a milestone. Mr. Jayant Das Gupta.
I'm 74, ma'am. I have a year to go.
You don't look a day older than, I don't know. I'm not going to put a bar to that.
My daughter says I'm 300. So there we are.
No, but your vibe, your enigma, your personality, I think is as good as my age. So thank you for that. Sir, Mr. Jayant Das Gupta, your take on world leaders wishing Prime Minister Modi it is, but you know, for many of the leaders like the EU Commissioner who put out an underlined strategic ties, basically to say that EU is all set to double down on the trade agreement between India and EU, and very soon, by the end of the year, there should be a decision that will come out. Of course, there is a little hesitation with regards to India buying oil from Russia and whatnot. That could be a roadblock, but certainly the EU representative there clarifying that, and that too chose today on Modi's birthday, clarifying that India and EU are on track. What does that mean?
The first thing I wanted to say is that this is a sign of India's growing importance in the eyes of the rest of the world. And the major powers have all, their leaders have all wished Prime Minister Modi. So it is not only an acknowledgement of Prime Minister Modi's leadership, his charisma, his personal qualities, but it is also an acknowledgement of India's growing strength and importance in the world. So that is the first thing. The second thing is, as far as Ursula von der Leyen is concerned, she is very keen to undo some of the damage that has been caused by her agreeing to a 15% across the board tariff for the EU's exports to the US, which has been criticized very strongly by many of the constituents of the EU. And that is something which she would like to obviate by getting into an agreement with India, which would afford market access to EU goods and would compensate at least partially for the loss of the market in the US. So that is the second point.
Right. Well, both Trump and EU right now linking their birthday greetings for Prime Minister Modi to trade. So that's certainly soft power that India exudes, right, Mr. Bora?
Oh, absolutely, ma'am. This lady you referred to, Miss London Mendel, whatever her name is, I can never remember. I'm too old. She led 22 EU top notches to India for the Raisina dialogue. I'm sure you covered it in February of 2025. Yeah. They came to give us big lectures on governance, this, that, and the other. When they saw the infrastructure and the market of 140 crore people, all the idea of giving us lectures vanished. They are looking at the market, ma'am. That is my strength. Look at my per capita. Ambassador Dasgupta, you know this better than I do. Sir, you are brilliant in this. My per capita is 250,000 rupees per year. Take a family of 4, that's 10 lakh rupees, ma'am. If you have your own house, you live very comfortably. And then the subsidized food grains. Criticize it all you want. We are giving them because it enables them to divert whatever they've spent on food to other areas. They buy motor cars, they buy motorcycles, they buy smartphones, etc. Ma'am, 140 crore people with 125 crore smartphones, 6,000 digital transactions per second. What are we talking about? Miss Mendel, whoever you are looking for my market because you've lost everything else and you think you can sell to us? I don't even know what you have to sell. Ambassador Dasgupta will know that much better than I do. Because the kind of technology that we need, I don't think Europe has it. Europe is in distress at the moment. The Americans do, the Russians do, etc. They'll give it to us. But today, ma'am, we've come of age. You know, the Victor Hugo's, you remember, I'm sure you will know this, you would have heard this because I studied in France, that no power on earth can stop an idea whose time has come. Ma'am, the idea of India, its time has come.
All right, you know, this certainly leaves us with so much pride. It's difficult times. India is going through difficult times. When I say difficult times, we're looking at United States imposing 50% tariffs, and they're the largest export partner for India. So we've taken a hit there. But at a time like this, we saw under the Modi government leadership, there was a lot of push to explore different avenues, and EU is one of them. In fact, EU was on even before the Trump tariffs came by. But India is right now exploring multiple avenues, and here you have United States also rolling back on their idea of punishing India with such tariffs. So certainly leaves us in a very...
Next week, hata dega.
Next week, hata dega. Are you sure? Do you believe that Trump tariffs are going to go?
मेरे को 52 years in diplomacy हो गया, मैं समझता हूँ इन लोगों को.
So tell us, of course, I'm sure, people in trade are very keenly watching us. Do you believe he's going to roll back tariffs, and to how much? Because it's 25% tariffs because India is imposing tariffs on them, and additional 25% for buying Russian oil. You're saying it's going to come down to zero, from 50 to zero.
Absolutely. From 50 to zero both ways. Ambassador Dasgupta, help. Please protect me.
Ambassador Dasgupta, would you want to reckon on, shed light on that? Do you believe also 50 to 0? Is that what we're going to come to very soon?
Without reduction in the tariffs or rollbacks of at least the secondary tariff of 25% in full and partial rollback of the other 25%, I don't think India will be in a position to sign. There would be too much of criticism at home. And it would be a loss of face for India as well. So I don't think that is on. So the US will have to reduce the tariffs to manageable levels, to the comparable levels of our competitors and our neighbors, etc. That is one thing. The second thing is that President Trump seems to be in a hurry because he knows that the Supreme Court's verdict, which may be adverse to his decisions, may come out by about the middle of November. And unless he sews up a deal before that, he will have nothing on his plate. And India will say, you go fly a kite, metaphorically. So that is why there is this unseemly hurry now to make amends and to extend the olive branch and to be extra nice to PM Modi. But PM Modi, I think, is playing it cool. He has reciprocated because he can't be seen to be churlish. And he has said that you are my friend, etc., etc. And he has made the right noises. But if you read between the lines of what Brendan Lynch, the assistant USTR, said and Mr. Rajesh Agarwal have said after the first meeting since the secondary tariffs were imposed, it is that the talks were held in a very positive light, etc., etc. But I don't think there has really been any, substantial progress in the talks which were held yesterday. So it is a matter of time. It depends on what the US is prepared to offer to India. Rolling back would be one. The second point is Scott Bessent and this gentleman Peter Navarro keep on repeating about Russian oil, and so does Howard Lutnick. And the other point is they keep mentioning once in a while about India not buying Russian arms and ammunition. And then, this other overhang is of India being a part of BRICS, which President Trump and his aides don't like one bit, that, India should be friendly with Russia, China, and Brazil. South Africa, of course, is in the wings. So that is another thing which is a red line for India. Now, all these things will have to be sorted out before we sign any kind of an agreement. And there has to be reciprocity. Again, it has been stressed, I think, yesterday by our representative Rajesh Agarwal, that it has to be a reciprocal agreement, which means that both sides must gain something.
All right. It's very interesting to note. In fact, Ambassador Vora, I see you're drinking Coca-Cola. Should you not be boycotting it until the tariffs are rolled back?
It's Campa Cola.
Why aren't you showing your nationalism here?
ये कैंपा है, अमेरिकन चीजें नहीं पीता, मैकडोनल्ड ट्रम्प को बोल दो. जो मैं देख रहा हूँ, what I'm seeing, Ambassador Dasgupta, let's I'm an economist. I do regression analysis. Let's for a moment imagine that 1 trillion factories moved from across the world into the United States. Very good, we are producing. बेचेगा किसको टाइगर? तेरे पास तो 34 करोड़ लोग हैं. Are you going to sell it to them? The Europeans don't have the money to buy. China said, get lost. Russia doesn't like you. मैं तो बचता हूँ. I'm the market. I have the purchasing power. I have a 600 million middle class and growing by the day, Mim Saab. I mean, 125 crore smartphones for 140 crore population. What are we talking about? We are the future. Oh, McDonald Trump आंखें खोल के देख किस देश से तू बात कर रहा है? And you are taking on a Gujarati? तू अपने आप को कहता है I'm baron of business. This guy is the Nawab of negotiation. You deal with us.
But I do have a very pointed question, Mr. Dasgupta. What do you think has really changed heart for Donald Trump? What's really led to him softening his stance? Because it was not just Modi's birthday. Even before this, he was firing at China, but not mentioning India. The same yo-yo classic Trump. Saying one thing, doing one thing, and just we saw his statements just changing with every given statement in the last few days. And finally, on Modi's birthday, he calls up and he's like back to being best friends, saying, "Great friendship. Thank you for helping us end this war with Ukraine and whatnot." So nice. So, what do you think has led to the change of heart? Has US realized they are in for inflation if they go ahead with this tariffs on India?
I think very briefly four things. One, criticism from within the Republican fold and from the people saying that the tariffs against India are not on. They are causing unnecessarily animus with a long-standing partner and a trusted partner, and it will not help us in tackling China in the Indo-Pacific. That is one. Second, rising inflation and unemployment is, of course, not rising, but employment opportunities are not going up. In fact, they are more or less stagnant. So that is the second thing. And the third thing is about this decision of the Federal Court of Appeals to dismiss the petition of the US administration. So he is scared that come November, the Supreme Court may rule against him despite the there being a majority of conservative or Republican appointed judges versus Democrat appointed judges in the Supreme Court. So all these things taken together, I think, are now coming to a head, and he realizes that his position has weakened considerably since he first rolled out the tariffs, and that he needs to change course midway through and cover his losses and try to have India on his side. So the last point I wanted to mention is that he has been trying to speak to Prime Minister Modi since the 17th of June, but without success. In fact, I think that has also gone home to him, saying that you may be the US president, but you can't trifle with the prestige and pride of other nations. And, people may or may not take a call from you. You may be the most important person in your part of the world, but that doesn't go for the rest of the world. So that, I think, has gone home, this message. That is why he has come down quite a bit in his,
in his tone and tenor. Yes. No surprises that he's rolled back, but then just wanted to get a breakdown from you, and you really said it apt. A final word from Mr. Vora. We're looking at Prime Minister Modi receiving this, complete, overwhelming love and appreciation from across the globe, with wishes coming in. It hardly looks like protocol. I think mostly people who have met Prime Minister Modi, interacted with him, are the ones who have actually put out these messages. Do you believe that this is, of course, to do with Prime Minister Modi, his stature, his way of governing and his style of diplomacy, but also looking at it very closely, we understand that now countries are looking at how India and acknowledging India's rise, looking how India is only growing and booming with the markets that you rightly described, that we are going to be the youngest market soon for the globe. And this is about time that they acknowledge this trend. And to begin with, a wish to Modi is where they want to start.
Well, you're so right, and Ambassador Dasgupta is absolutely right. They understand this. He's not India's prime minister. He's a world leader, not just India's prime minister. They respect him. His voice is listened to. Who else do we have? Do you think people listen to Donald Trump? Do you think people listen to Xi Jinping or Tingling or whatever his name is? Do they listen to Vladimir Putin as much as they listen to Mr. Modi? That's it. The only country that actually spoke both to the president of the Russian Federation and to Mr. Beginsky or whatever that Ukrainian fellow's name is, and said, all right, let's have peace. They didn't agree. Ma'am, basically what I see today is that India has arrived. These guys who've sent messages, it is straightforward, it's sincerity. They appreciate it. Now, Billu Bhai Gates is also joining in the celebration. It said, Billu Bhai, no? Whatever his name is from Punjab.
Bill Gates, all right. All right.
These are very, very important. Ma'am, industry likes him. Politicians like him. The world likes him. And then Morning Consult, that American racket, says he's been the most popular leader in the world every week for the last 3 years. Come on, Prime Minister Modi, India needs... Arey, meri zindagi ke jitne saal bache hain, wo aapko lag jaye, sir. The world needs you, not just India.
All right.
Carry on.
Well, we're wishing Prime Minister Narendra Modi a very happy birthday from our end as well. Thanks very much, Sir Vora and Mr. Dasgupta, for joining us here today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
A quick break. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.
Love is to get lost in the look. Unlimited Love B6 Pack 2 starts at 21.9 lakh.
मैं कहना चाह रहा था कि प्रोमिनेंस नहीं है. प्रोमिनेंस मतलब प्रोमिनेंस विंडोज. इसमें है हाईएस्ट वेदर रेजिस्टेंस और घर को रखे सेफ फ्रॉम टर्माइट, सीपेज, डस्ट एंड नॉइस. वुडन फिनिश से लेके कंटेम्परेरी कलर्स तक. प्रोमिनेंस for the world you deserve.
Curves that turn heads. Intelligent touches that excite. Presenting the sleek and smart all-electric VF6 from VinFast. India price starts at 16.49 lakhs.
Breaking news. Major disruption is expected this week.
Yes, disruption confirmed. That's me. Relax, no scams, just my brand new show, News Caustic with Cyrus.
Welcome back. Let me take you through all the drama that surrounds and crowds the Asia Cup. Pakistan threatened to withdraw if Andy, the referee, who was involved in ensuring the toss between India and Pakistan when they played that match a day ago, if he is not suspended or sacked from the Asia Cup this time. But it seems like finally there seems to be some consensus, as Andy, we believe, has decided to apologize. And that's what I'm opening with. That's the visual there. A video that's been released where ICC referee Andy Peacroft, who's seen in this video apologizing to the Pakistan cricket team following the uproar over his decision to stop a pre-toss handshake during the Pakistan-India clash. During that match against India, he had instructed Pakistan captain Salman Agha not to shake hands at the toss. In fact, Peacroft has called this incident a miscommunication. He's apologized to the Pakistan team and also told the Pakistan media manager not to record the moment. Well, the controversy began with the handshake row when Indian players declined to shake hands with Pakistan after their match. Matters only escalated when the PCB demanded the removal of match referee Andy Peacroft, accusing him of bias and mishandling pre-match protocols. The ICC flatly rejected his demand, saying that these claims are baseless and he cannot be sacked. And so all the noise and threats of pulling out of the Asia Cup, Pakistan finally backed off. It appears now that their boycott drama finally ended up with a U-turn. The team eventually walked out to play their match, their must-win match with UAE. But they did keep UAE players waiting on the field for over an hour, we believe. The delay, of course, was because PCB held the team back at their hotel after stopping them from leaving for the stadium. Players they were told to wait until fresh instructions came in. It was only after PCB chairperson and ACC president Mohsin Naqvi personally intervened and even consulted with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif that the green signal was given. And now we know, apparently, Andy has also apologized. And we hear that Peacroft is officiating today's Asia Cup fixture between Pakistan and UAE at the Dubai Cricket Stadium. But at the same time, we also believe that it's agreed that he won't be handling any further matches for them. Now, this has to be confirmed, but yet this match between Pakistan and UAE will continue. ICC has acknowledged that the controversy, they agreed to launch an inquiry into whether its code of conduct was breached during the India match. Experts also say that Pakistan had little choice, though. Walking away could have cost them over $16 million in penalties and even suspension from future tournaments. So they decided to play on. The game may have gone ahead, but clearly the damage is done. Theatrics, the handshake row, referee standoff, Pakistan's U-turn now, all casting a big shadow over the Asia Cup 2025. The cricket fans are now, of course, wondering as to what next. Will Pakistan still continue peacefully, or will they back off from the game? But at least for now, we hear that Andy has apologized. Now, not too sure whether Andy's apology means that Pakistan stays on in the Asia Cup or whether they insist that he's fully suspended. Whether they've accepted the apology or not is yet to be confirmed. But bringing a little more insight into this, Chandrasekhar Luthra, sports journalist, joining us. We also have Mahavir Rawat, senior sports journalist. Thank you very much. Chandrasekhar Luthra, you want to give us your take on Pakistan's threat to boycott the Asia Cup. Do you believe it's genuine or just posturing? Because ultimately they did take a U-turn. Andy has not been suspended. ICC put its foot down. But we believe, just to calm nerves, Andy has apologized for the miscommunication.
You call it anything, when I don't care. But the fact was,
it was the most difficult moment for the world cricket after that Kerry Packer era of 1970s, when the world cricket split, almost divided into vertically, you know. But today, I think better sense has prevailed. Andy Pycroft, who should have apologized even on that particular day. Now that he has apologized, and I think that is the right way. And also he has also learned his lessons by very hard way, that he should not get into this politics of two nations. The sport should be played in the rightful spirit, and that's what his job was there as a match referee. His job was there to ensure that the fairest means were, they're adopted, during the game of play. And that's what he failed in. But overall, I think Pakistan took a right stand. Obviously, they had political pressure and everything, what is going on between the two countries. But as far as cricket was concerned, it was the most unfortunate event. And I just hope that better sense should prevail in the Indian dressing room also. Their chief coach should not be, if he has the guts, he should come out and say all these political things and not use any pawn like Surya Kumar Yadav. I have always maintained, after this incident, Surya Kumar Yadav cannot be my captain, I don't believe that he should be captaining India again. So, but again, this is politics. This is something that we have witnessed, very unfortunate part. But right now, better sense has prevailed, and I'm very happy.
Chandrasekhar Luthra, could you confirm to us, if either one of you could confirm to us, Andy Pycroft has apologized to the Pakistan team?
Yes, he has apologized.
But does it mean he continues to be the referee for games that Pakistan is involved? Because earlier we heard that he won't be anymore.
Yeah. Two things have happened. First, ICC kind of given a window that he could be removed. And then there was another West Indian former captain, Richie Richardson. He could have been replaced. But again, when this entire controversy or whatever happened behind the scenes, when they threatened to boycott this game, then obviously Andy Pycroft sat there along with the other people and he apologized to them. And second thing, ICC has also agreed to conduct an inquiry. So whenever the timeline, I'm not sure, it's too early, but the time after some time, obviously we'll come to know who is being held responsible for all this, whatever chaos has happened.
What is the timeline of an investigation, and will Andy...
I have no idea.
Will Andy still get to be part of matches that Pakistan plays?
He stays right now after this apologies.
Okay, he stays right now after the apology. But ICC has, in a way, conceded to PCB's demands.
You have to understand, whether you are son of any political, some stalwart in one country or so, but sports is a great leveler. Sports teaches you how to play under such a pressure, And this was the first time that such an, I would say, unresponsible or maybe somebody
my only question is, sports is a leveler even for Pakistan. They did all the theatrics and then took a U-turn and came back and said, okay, we'll play. Because sports is a leveler, they would have gotten a penalty of 16 million. It's certainly a leveler for them. In a country that's really struggling, the economy is...
You can call it a turn
in shambles. So we know that it's a leveler for Pakistan for sure. That's why they came back to play.
You can call it a turn back, but again, I would say if this would have happened with India or any other country, what would have been their response? So Pakistan responded probably in their own way and probably
for the best of their interest. Yeah, Mahavir, would you want to comment on that? Pakistan, do you believe, has crossed the line, holding the UAE team and fans there who are standing by, just holding them on almost as hostage? And then threatening the ICC that we will withdraw if you don't suspend Andy. And then finally took a U-turn and came back. But then 1 hour, 1.5 hours of wait. There was so much suspense and the whole world erupted, including us.
But that's why you love this team, no? Don't you love this team? I love Pakistan because they have so much of theatrics inside the stadium. And if the game has just become worse and worse. So now everything is outside the stadium, whether it's 2010 match fixing. How many of us have seen a player receiving actually a money put in their jacket? It's just like a film scene that happens. So with Pakistan, anything is possible. Inside the stadium, they used to entertain a lot when they had a great team. But now all the entertainment is coming from outside the stadium. And let's understand.
Match fixing happened in India also, Mahavir.
And also, let's understand one fact is that you are talking about unsportsman behavior of India. I understand. So what were you doing when you kept a UAE team waiting on the ground for 1 hour? You had put a complaint to ICC. You would have allowed the ICC to make a decision, make an inquiry, do something. So on one point of hand, look, I totally agree with he's a very good friend and a senior, Shekhar Bhai, is that now Surya Kumar Yadav was never a part of can't be my captain, because all the players are all there to do what BCCI will suppose them to do. Now, you cannot be a nationalist by playing the match, but you can be a nationalist by not shaking your hand.
Mahavir,
But if your nationalism was so erupting on that day, you should have not entered the ground. First thing. Now, once you have done that, okay, now Pakistan was very angry that India didn't shake hand. I understand. So what were you doing when UAE as a team, they are the host and they are waiting on the ground for 1 hour? What were the fans doing? They are answerable to the fans. They are answerable to the other team. So this is a totally double standard by Pakistan. You cannot insult one team and then feel insulted when some treatment is given to you by another team. This is one thing. Second thing is Andy Pycroft has just apologized for miscommunication. I don't know if he has apologized for his actions, because he has not agreed to what Pakistan is blaming.
That miscommunication.
But now Pakistan has put itself in a soup where where any apology is a face-saving apology. Now you don't have to dig a grave so deep that you yourself can't come out of it. So now Pakistan thought they could arm twist ICC or ACC. Now the ACC president is Pakistan's chairman. So he is in a dichotomy over there, whether to be a neutral ACC chairman or whether to be a Pakistan Cricket Board chairman. So, this is again a typical Pakistan thing. But I won't take it as bad as Kerry Packer did in the 1970s. But I think all these things are just making cricket look more bad and bad. And let's understand, look at the fans out. I mean, I'm not worried about Pakistan. I'm not worried about Indian cricket or anything, because Indian cricket is safe. Pakistan cricket is going bad from bad to worse every day. The level of field, you can see what they are doing. What I am worried, look at the number of fans over there. Look at the TV viewers over there. I mean, there was a time when I used to watch the highlights even after the match. But now I don't even remember the schedule of the matches when it's playing. So cricket does not need this. All this tamasha can go on when the game is strong, when your team is winning, when you are doing so much good. The fans are going. You just look at the ad rates of the broadcaster who is broadcasting the channel. The fans are... So I'm worried about the cricket, and the actions like this are just not going to help it. I mean, I feel very disappointed
So that's precisely what Chandrasekhar Luthra is also saying, that these kind of antics, be it India or Pakistan, will not work for the game. For the larger interest of the game, nothing works.
But they are working for the politicians. They have to fight elections. They have to go back. You can't win any match on the field. So let's go back as a hero that, we boycotted the match because Pakistan...
How likely is for Pakistan to win this match against UAE? What's their performance like? We know they were decimated by India. It was a very easy match against Pakistan. Seemed like their morale was really low.
I think they should be very thankful to ICC and ACC for putting them in the same group as India. Look at the two teams, UAE and Oman. Had Pakistan been that
was
group,
deliberate.
where Bangladesh is there,
that was
Sri Lanka
deliberate
there,
to
where
make
Afghanistan
sure
is there,
that
they would have not qualified even in the fourth.
That was deliberate to make sure that India and Pakistan plays 3 times in the tournament.
That is being deliberated for so long now. Every ICC tournament, the match starts with India-Pakistan. Look, in Australian Open, in tennis, in soccer, in everything, you go by rankings. Okay, this ranking team plays with this team. But when it comes to cricket, okay, first schedule that is being made is India versus Pakistan in the best of the best ground, where your political leader wants them to play. And
really, is it not by score? Is it not by score in points?
I don't think there is any logic in putting India and Pakistan.
That's a shame. That means the whole globe is watching. The world is enjoying and thriving.
Look, cricket is not a global game, Nabila. You have to understand. Cricket is not a global game. Cricket is being played by 10, 12 countries. And out of that,
so basically put the most interesting, the menacing rivals opposite each other, the first game itself, so they start off a good kickstart. Basically for monetary sake. for the sake of money.
And they know the guarantee of Pakistan going ahead is just not there. And I will tell you, there is no concept of globe. It is just cricket, just like democracy, by the people, for the people, of the people. Cricket right now is by India, for India, and of India. So whether even in Asia Cup, which
and India is all over the world. Indians are all over the world. We are the largest population. So let's say the game is global now, because we have people watching from every different corner of the globe. Indians, let's say Indians itself, and Pakistanis. But a final word: could Pakistan have faced a 16 million fine had they withdrawn from the Asia Cup? Is that true, Chandrasekhar?
No, but is it really about
No, I'm just asking. I mean,
this is ridiculous to ask such questions for the simple reason that when your country's prestige is at stake, whether it's India, Pakistan, England or anything, you think this 18 or 15 million money is more important than anything else? I don't think so.
But where do they have the money? I mean, come on, you might say it's not important, but where do they have the money? That's the question.
Look, I don't understand what angle you are taking. But for me, it was very important to save the word cricket. And
Sir,
Pakistan
but PCB is so broke. Where would they have coughed up that money?
No, it's okay. I mean, don't worry about money in Pakistan. They can just get any loan from United States or anywhere and give their team. I mean, they could have awarded their team. Okay, don't worry. You have come back. You have held the flag so high. You have, तुमने पाकिस्तान की शान बढ़ा दी. So whatever money you have lost, we will pay you. So they could have easily done that, and everyone would have become a hero.
Okay.
So let's not get into the money angle. So I mean, let's leave each country to its own. But right now, as
my question is as simple. I don't think either of you got it. Is it true that they would have had to pay 16 million as penalty if they
No, not at all. There is no such
they wouldn't have got the money.
Listen. There is
that's
no
the money
such
that you
rule
get
that
when you
they
play.
have to pay.
When you boycott it, then I don't know what. I mean, it depends on the rules of the
So listen to
if
me.
you boycott it.
Okay.
Listen to me, there is no such rule of paying back or anything. It would have all depended on the panel or something which would have been constituted, after this, inquiry and everything. What kind of penalty, what kind of, everything, whether suspension or from any cricket or something. But don't forget that Pakistan had another thing, which is the word that casts body and arbitration, court, where they could have gone with these kind of questions, whether Andy Pycroft has done the right thing, whether ICC has played in a great manner, and whether or not India should have shaken hands or something, So that would have been even more difficult thing for ICC. That's why I'm saying it was good that everything has been whatever finalized, compromised, everything.
Okay, so Andy Pycroft has apologized, we hear. So that's the visual we're playing out for you. We'll end with this, that he has apologized for miscommunication, quote unquote. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us.
Miscommunication was what? Miscommunication was asking Pakistan captain not to shake hands. His job was not like that. Had it been somebody else,
sorry
like
for the
Rahul
miscommunication.
Dravid,
That's what we understood. Yeah, we understood. Thank you, sir. Thank you, both of you. All right, let me quickly cut across to our top stories on Day Tonight, starting with the big Assam Civil Service officer Nupur Bora, once hailed as a promising face in Assam's bureaucracy, now finds herself at the center of a massive corruption scandal. 35-year-old 2019 batch officer, this lady here, was arrested after sleuths of the Chief Minister's Special Vigilance Cell found assets worth 400 times more than her known income. A raid on her Guwahati residence led to the seizure of 92 lakhs in cash and jewellery worth nearly 1 crore. Another 10 lakhs was recovered from her rented accommodation in Barpeta, where she had earlier served as the circle officer. Officials also revealed that she holds 2 bank lockers. Currently, she's posted as circle officer in Kamrup's Goraimari. In fact, Bora had earlier worked in Karbi Anglong and Barpeta. She first came under the scanner for illegally transferring Satra land in Barpeta, after which the CM Vigilance Cell ordered a probe. She was even transferred and she was put under surveillance for nearly 6 months. In fact, they were very carefully observing her movements for nearly 6 months. And we hear that she was out in a resort a few days ago, and the moment she came back, they arrested her. And this is what they found in her home. Chief Minister Hemanta Biswa Sarma says that the law should be stringent and they will ensure that she is punished in the most stringent sections, urging citizens to directly report if any officer demands bribe. Born in Golaghat in 1989, this lady here, Miss Bora, studied English literature at Cotton College and later at the Guwahati University before working as a lecturer at the District Institute of Education and Training. She joined the Assam Civil Service in 2019. Her arrest now marks quite a dramatic fall for someone who once inspired young Assamese women aspiring for public service. Bora remains in police custody as investigations now continue. Officials indicate that more arrests and seizures may follow. All right, now, Bengaluru's crumbling roads are now forcing businesses to leave the city of Bengaluru. If this isn't embarrassing enough, then what is? After 9 years in Bengaluru, logistics tech firm Black Buck has decided to pack up from Bengaluru. CEO Rajesh Yabaji has said that daily commutes stretch over 90 minutes for them, him and his employees, with potholes, dust and zero urgency shown by the officers for any change. His post struck quite a chord online, exposing just how bad governance has failed and how Bengaluru's infrastructure is right now crumbling. The backlash forced Deputy Chief Minister there in Karnataka, DK Shivkumar, to set a hard deadline now. Potholes must go by November. That's what he's directed. He's warned contractors this is their final chance. DK Shivkumar stepping in himself. The damage, of course, is already done. Andhra Minister, meanwhile, Nara Lokesh, is now trying to woo Black Buck to Vizag, saying, we'll give you better roads and world-class infrastructure, you come to us. Nara Lokesh there putting it out on social platforms, welcoming Black Buck into Andhra Pradesh. Well, we also know Mohandas Pai also called Black Buck's exit a big failure of governance and demanding accountability. As the anger now that is only growing, we're looking at many school children coming out in numbers and filming videos showing their bumpy rides to school all along the IT corridor there in Bengaluru. They are bumpy rides. They are actually documenting it and putting it on social platforms. So this has really become a embarrassment for the Bengaluru civic body. It's now turned into GBA, and it seems like they really have a big task at hand on easing traffic along the IT corridor. DK Shivkumar has now promised 1,100 crores to fix this mess. But will Bengaluru's reality be pothole-free by November? The deadline is just about a month away. Is this just a deadline or another promise on paper? We've only got to wait and watch. All right, let me cut across to a very tragic story coming in from Karnataka. This is a blood-curdling story of greed and inhumanity. In Karnataka's Bidar, a stepmother pushed her 6-year-old stepdaughter to death, not in a fit of rage, but with chilling calculation. The victim, little Shanvi, was lured to the terrace by her stepmother Radha on August 27th, and under the pretext of playing with Radha, we hear that the stepmother made the child stand on a chair very close to the balcony and then deliberately pushed her off the edge. We hear the motive of the stepmother was that she feared little Shanvi would one day claim a share of her father's property. After the fall, Shanvi staggered out to the road where locals spotted her, rushed to help her, but within minutes, the girl collapsed fully. She walked a bit, but in just moments later, she collapsed. And it seemed like her legs, her body was fully broken. That's what you see in the video here as well, where she's unable to. They're unable to sustain her, and very, very heartbreaking to see this image. Shanvi's mother had died, we hear, of tuberculosis just years ago. Her father had remarried Radha, and we believe that Radha had her children with Shanvi's father, and she believed that she did not want to share any of the property with Shanvi. So therefore, for her children's sake, her own biological children's sake, she decided to kill young Shanvi. Shanvi's grandfather says the world around him has collapsed, saying that this is the harshest and most cruel punishment that should be given to Radha, the mother there. And it's just tragic to see that little girl being thrown off deliberately by a stepmother who she trusted in, played with, went all the way to the terrace to play with her stepmother, believing that the mother was her was caring for her and playing with her, and she was pushed to her death moments later. All right, anti-Kannada controversy has erupted at Sindhi High School on Kumarakrupa Road in Bengaluru after pro-Kannada organizations alleged that students were fined for speaking in Kannada. Officials from the school education department conducted an inspection following directions from the Kannada Development Authority. During the visit, some students reportedly admitted that they were asked to write undertakings and pay fines for not adhering to the school's language policy. Being an English medium school, Sindhi High School there mandates students to converse only in English within the campus, a rule that the administration says is meant to strengthen learning outcomes. But pro-Kannada groups, however, seized upon this as an anti-Kannada act, creating fresh controversy. Sources suggest the school principal has acknowledged the enforcement of the English-only rule, though the intent was not to belittle Kannada but to maintain academic standards is what they claim. The Kannada Development Authority, led by Chairperson Purushottam Bilimale, in fact, has written to the School Education Minister Madhu Bangarappa in Karnataka demanding strict action against Sindhi High School, including the cancellation of the school's recognition or the school's license altogether. But here's the question. Is it wrong to mandate English in an English medium school? Fining students may well be excessive, but demanding closure of an institution that has served generations seems quite a bit of a stretch there. Sindhi School is a popular school, has run for decades in Bengaluru. To say that its license should be cancelled because it's mandating English-only policy in an English medium school, I wonder how this case will be progressed. All right, now, cosmetic dreams are turning into medical nightmares. Across Karnataka, botched beauty procedures are leaving patients scarred, some even paying with their lives. Remember, in 2022, 21-year-old actor Chetna Raj died after complications from a fat reduction surgery in Bengaluru, a tragedy that exposed the dark side of cosmetic treatments. Now, the Karnataka Health Department, in the latest, has launched a major crackdown in Karnataka, where hair and skin clinics must register under the Private Medical Establishments Act, and only those categorized as medical spas with qualified doctors can function. In fact, inspections by dermatologists have found over 400 quack clinics in the state, nearly 200 in Bengaluru alone. Many lure young clients chasing beauty trends with promises of miracle results. The risks are real. Even celebrities have suffered. Remember Koina Mitra, who battled severe complications from a nose job. Priyanka Chopra admits that she had a botched up surgery, nearly ended her career, a nose surgery. Experts warn that without qualified dermatologists, these unregulated clinics are playing with lives. In fact, Karnataka now setting the record straight that they must be registered under medical spas and not run as actual hospitals. In fact, here's a reaction from the authority as well.
Type of facility which need to provide these services need to be managed by required specialist, that is dermatologist. So we have taken up a series of inspection drive and we have booked places wherever we have found lapses.
All right, on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Thanks very much for watching.
Mount, India's #1 brand for roof and wall puff panels. Roofing experts for houses, cold storages, warehouses, resorts and all commercial buildings. Holds 2 world records for manufacturing 1,20,000 square feet of puff panels in just 24 hours and constructing 1,20,000 square feet of PEB building in only 64 hours. Mount, India's pride honoured in the Parliament of UK.
Chandigarh, Coimbatore, NCR and Bengaluru, Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Raipur and Hyderabad. We've been here, we've been there. Veka's been just everywhere.
Breaking news. Major disruption is expected this week.
Yes, disruption confirmed. That's me. Relax, no scams, no scams. Just my brand new show, News Caustic with Cyrus.
Every brand tells a story. And they are the storytellers. The Sutradhars. They present a brand with band, baja and barat to you. They are the Brandwalas.
Light, camera and action. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite snack because News 9 is here with your weekend dose of entertainment. It's time to take a deeper dive into the buzzworthy happenings of the entertainment world. From celebrity gossips to exclusive conversations, from nostalgic moments to News 9's pick of the week, don't worry, we've got you covered here. And I hope you've grabbed your popcorn by now because News 9's Page 3 is here to serve you everything that we call entertainment. So do stay tuned every Saturday and Sunday, 2:30 p.m.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9. English news as it should be.
Pakistan turns up for Asia Cup clash against the UAE in Dubai after hours of boycott drama as ICC rejects its demand for referee Andy Pycroft's removal. The Pakistan Cricket Board claims that referee Andy Pycroft apologized over India's no handshake row, but ICC says apology was only for the miscommunication. Two members of the Rohit Godara Goldie Brar gang linked to the Disha Patni house firing shot dead in a joint STF Delhi police encounter in Ghaziabad. Karnataka in damage control mode after Andhra Pradesh Minister Nara Lokesh invites IT firm Black Buck to Vizag. Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar sets November deadline to fix the city's potholes. Leader of the opposition Rahul Gandhi writes to Prime Minister Modi on Punjab floods, calls the 1,600 crore rupee relief package grave injustice against losses of over 20,000 crore rupees, seeks bigger relief package for the flood-hit state.